Tsunami Studios. A Man Among Ye, issue number 4. Oh, how I missed you, you sweet little book. Man, this, oh, I love it. This was probably my top 3 books of 2020. I missed it. I really missed this one. I love it so much. A sprawling pirate adventure of cool characters, great artwork, and Stephanie Phillips, who can do no wrong in my eyes. I've loved everything she's worked on, so this is right up my alley. Let's get back into the enjoyment I feel reading A Man Among Ye. So we open up this book, and of course Anne is tied up? What? Why is Anne tied up? It looks like Jane Castor has betrayed her and is selling her out to Woode Rodgers, and they're trying to keep her alive as Woode shows up. And he's like, oh, it's Jane Castor, of course you're here. You're always a welcome guest. Why don't you join me for dinner? And we'll get this pirate lady locked up and leave her there. And you're just like, great. Great shit. I love the coloring of this book. Again, I say it every time. This artwork looks great. It reminds me of early 90s Vertigo. I think it's really cool. The great design for all the characters, all unique and distinctive. It's really fun. So it looks like Jane Castor just betrayed Anne Bonny. And you're like, what the heck's going on here? So we cut to nighttime, and it's a party, and all these like rich white dudes are hanging around, and Jane Castor's there. They're all telling stories about her father, and Woode's like, we should toast to, you know, Jonathan Castor for making such a beautiful daughter, and everyone's just like, oh, of course, this is a very important stuff we're talking about here. Of course, we'll toast to that. Woode has to leave the room for a second to talk about some stuff, and it seems like they got a notice from Jonathan Castor about his daughter, and like she left without permission, and there's a reward for her return. So it's like, a highborn lady betrayed her father and is working with a pirate. I wonder what that could be. And we see like the reflection of the ships in the background, and they're blowing up. You're like, what the hell? Woode Rodgers is freaking out. And we see that Mary Read and Iris are just like burning a bunch of the ships. Just having fun, taking shit down. Great stuff. Really awesome to see. And they're just having fun. It's like, we're doing all this for Jack Rackham, you know? And Iris is trying to talk to Reed. Like, is he worth it? Should we be doing this for this guy? Like, for all we know, he could do something rash and stupid. Are we doing this for Jack? And Mary's like, I'm doing this for Anne. I think Anne's worth it. And of course, Iris is like, well, is Anne worth it? Cut to Anne Bonny locked up in prison, looking very happy. Of course, there's a gentleman off to the side, like, ooh, you taking your clothes off, sweetie? Let's get a nice, little show going on here. And she knows who the guy is. His name's George, and she's just like, oh, shut up, man, okay? Like, I'm doing some stuff here, and you know what? Your reward or your incentive for, like, you know, being a good guy is I'm not going to kill you once we get out of this. He's like, what are you talking about? So she plays like she's getting injured, have one of the guards run over, and she just stabs a knife into his chest, rips the keys out of him, starts to unlock the door, and she goes on to this like little speech to George about, you know, you familiar with the Greeks and the Trojan horse? Like, it's a good story about how like you pretend to be captured, then you break out from the inside, you know? Something that maybe we should listen to. So she frees George, gives him the keys of the place, and she's like, oh, I'm so gonna find Jack and save him, because that's what pirates do. You're like, that's pretty fun. I love it. Anne Bonny's the coolest. Absolutely the coolest girl. I want like an action figure or a Diamond Select statue of that design for Anne Bonny, because man, it looks so cool. If I could ever find like a big poster of this, of like the covers for this book, that'd be so cool. I think it'd be amazing to see those. So we see all of like the guardsmen with Woode Rodgers are freaking out, and you see that Woode is going to talk to Jane Castor, like, oh, I just heard from your father. It seems like you've made some friends with a couple of nasty little pirates. And she's like, what? That's my crew. I don't know what you're talking about. And of course, you just feel like the intimidation coming on from Woode Rodgers. We're not meant to like him, and we don't, because he sucks. He sucks a lot. And then Jane just socks him in the nose. You're like, fuck yeah, let's go. She runs out of the room. Everyone's trying to get to her. She goes back to find, hopefully, where Iris is. And then we cut back to Anne. She like unlocks the door, and inside is Jack. And she's like, oh, I thought I lost you. It's good to see you again. They're having a conversation. Like, did you bring an entire army with you? Like, how did you blow up all these ships? And it's like, oh, we'll talk about it later, but right now we got to get out of here. And then, unfortunately, here's Charles Vane betraying the pirates, and she's like, I can't believe you, you dick. What the hell are you doing? He's like, well, there's a reward for your head, and money always comes close. But even Jack's like, actually, I'm with him too. Like, are you kidding me? Jack's actually going to be betraying her. You're like, oh, come on, man. So now they got their guns pointed at her, and you see even for a moment that Anne's like really betrayed by Jack, and she actually lets out a tear. And I'm like, that's great. That's cool. But in comes Mary Read right when Jack pulls the trigger to kill Anne, and she only gets shot in the arm. And you see like Jack falls down, Charles is about to kill Mary, but in comes Iris and just like stabs Charles right in the chest with an axe. And you're like, okay, that's sick. Never underestimate the power of women there, Charles Vane. Come on, you should know better. Rips out the axe. She's like, oh, come on. Nobody liked him. Let's just get out of here. They let Jack go because, you know, what's the point? But Mary wants to kill him. It's kind of Iris who says, no, he's not the priority. Right now, the priority is Anne, who's really hurt. And so they help Anne up. She's like, okay, let's get out of here. They're running through the chaos. Jane accidentally kills somebody, and they just have to keep running, get to their ship. And off in the distance, you see Woode Rodgers and Jack Rackham looking down like, 4 women destroyed the entire fleet, freed all the prisoners, and killed Charles Vane. What the hell is going on here? And Jack's like, look, I don't know, it won't be today, maybe not even tomorrow, but at some point, I'm going to kill those pirate ladies. And then you just get a final shot from Bonny here, and she's like, I don't know when, I don't know where, but at some point, I'm going to kill Jack Rackham. And you're like, fuck yeah, let's go, girls, power all the way through. This shit was fun. What a great kind of conclusion to this arc. Now, they haven't confirmed any other books coming out in the run, but I'm going to assume at some point we'll see a follow-up to this series. Hopefully this year, next year at some point. I don't know. I'm just very excited that we got this 4th issue here because it's really fun and enjoyable. I loved it so much. I had a lot of fun reading it. It's great, fun, high-sprawling action. Like I said earlier, the characters have great moments. You feel for Bonny throughout the entirety of the book. You even feel for Jane Castor throughout the book. We're getting a cool crew being built here with these women. I really enjoyed this one a lot, and I encourage people to pick this up. When the trade comes out with all 4 issues, pick it up and enjoy it. We want more fun pirate action here that's not over the top and stupid like Pirates of the Caribbean. Give us more stuff with Bonny being betrayed by men in her life, being the baddest pirate queen of all time. She's really cool, and it's a really fun book. So, A Man Among Ye, issue number 4, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.